All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. So, we're going to be talking about ways that you can scale your business and save yourself time and make more money by leveraging the time of other people. Because last time I checked, there's just two little rotations around this circle that you get per day, meaning 12 hours and 12 hours. You have 24 hours in a day. We all have that. So, what do you do with them? So, we're going to be talking about how you can leverage those. And I'm super excited to be joined by Gilad Freimann from VAA Philippines, who's an expert on that topic. So, Gilad, thank you for
Hello,
joining us.
Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so this is a topic that, we all get to that point where we're just kind of like butt up against the ceiling of time. There's nothing more we can do. And maybe we think like, oh, just create an AI agent, everything's just going to work with AI, but somebody still has to manage all that. So how do
Wow.
you, well, maybe
Oh,
that's
it's a good topic.
a
You jumped right into AI, which is crazy. It's people in the beginning. I mean, I used to see it. We've been doing this for 8 years now. So I got all the solopreneurs who started doing everything by themselves, and then eventually they start to see that all they're doing every day is basically answering customer messages
Mhm.
and doing PPC by themselves. And this is, they have almost zero time to grow their business because they're stuck in the everyday activity.
Yeah.
And about a year ago, everybody thought, okay, AI now is going to save me. Now I can do things so much faster. I can post in I can create a post in 2 minutes. But guess what? It's not really the case, because now your competitors are posting 20 times a day. And
Mm.
they're doing 10 other things and creating videos and creating all these ads and everything that looks super amazing. And if you think that you can do it by yourself, then you're in exactly the same point where you were about 3 years ago without AI. But now your competitors are doing it faster than you. So yeah, we're going to the same point actually.
Got it. So basically, we have to find those force multipliers, those ways to be able to do more in the same amount of time, because we're not getting any more time, but our competition, that's a good point, between AI and virtual assistants, like, people are getting to be able to get more work done, and we don't want to get left behind. So, um, what are some of the trends you're seeing as far as like where people can leverage their time using, let's start with virtual assistants?
Well, first of all, I think that the idea of virtual assistant has become super important, because what AI have given us has given us that is the fact that we can see now that we do not need to spend thousands of dollars paying super expensive professions, complicated account managers or social media managers in the US that would cost you a fortune, because they
Mm-hmm.
have their expertise, which now today AI can copy in 2 minutes. So
Yeah.
actually, what we've seen is that actually the need for VAs, that their cost, let's face it, it's affordable for everyone. We're talking about $5-6 an hour, and then with that $6 an hour, your VA using AI can do so much for you. And if you think that you're doing everything yourself with AI, then eventually you're stuck exactly on that. You're stuck in creating content and creating images and working on the different tools, and then there's another tool that you have to learn about this new tool, and there's another one, and it's never ending. It's a chase to know about what's going on all the time and to use all the different features, and that's why exactly the need for VAs is actually increasing now, because
Mm.
with very low cost you can have people that are trained on AI, because today that's if you're not trained on AI, there's nothing for you to do on the market. So we're training all our VAs as an academy. We're training all our VAs. I haven't actually even presented what we're doing, but let's go right into it. So we're training our VAs on AI, and they're experts in using all these features. It could be for graphics, it could be for social media, it could be for even executive assistants today when they manage your everyday. When they manage your inbox, they create the reports, they create invoicing, all that. They're using AI tools today that could make it so much faster. So you don't even need to hire a VA today for a full-time job. You can hire them for like 3 hours a day, and
Mm-hmm.
they can handle things that until 2 years ago you would need somebody to do it on a full day, and you'd pay them twice. So I think that's amazing. We have this opportunity today to have a team of VAs pay very little amount of money to do, to grow our business in levels that 5 years ago would take, somebody thousands of dollars every month, just to get to that same point.
Yeah, that's such a good point. So you can do more with less, meaning hours worked. So this is exciting times. So this is part of the Convert More Click Summit. So I know we got people joining us who are part of the summit. If you would like a free VIP ticket, we're going to give one away here. I promise giveaways. We're going to do more giveaways, but we'll start off with this one. So if you're watching and you'd like to be entered to win a free VIP upgrade, just type in VIP into the chat. And at some point here, we'll do a giveaway. I might make a couple announcements to that, and then we'll pick a winner. But while people are typing away, what are some of the things that, like Amazon's changing? Like, it's not the same as it was before. It used to be, create an auto campaign and a manual campaign, and
right,
good keywords, and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's like so many other moving pieces, like, you got audiences, you got other variables, like potentially bringing in influencers. So what are you seeing with other ways that people are getting traffic and getting sales?
Well, I mean, first of all, Amazon has made a lot of changes, not only in AI, but if we're still talking about AI, then we were presenting at their last Amazon Accelerate event in their headquarters in Seattle, and they talked a lot about AI. They talked actually about Seller Assistant, which is an AI assistant that can help you. And Amazon has become so complex that nobody knew about. Yes, there are always like automated campaigns and manual campaigns that existed a long time ago.
Right.
But since then, they created so many new features and new tools that nobody knows anymore how to use it, and to the fact that you need an expert in Amazon just to understand all the different features and options that you have over there. And today with Seller Assistant, suddenly everything is possible, and you can use a lot of the tools and get data and so on. And that's one of the things that we're training our VAs how to use an assistant. So it's actually an assistant for the assistant. Because if you are using your Seller Assistant yourself, again, you're going to the same direction of wasting your time in asking questions and getting the information and gathering it and so on, and that somebody else can do it for you and prepare all the information for you, so it's ready. And working on that already. So including like enhancing the listings. Enhance My Listings is something that AI has, Amazon has created an AI tool that's called Enhance My Listings, and using AI, your VA can work on it and create much better images and much better content and text and everything. So that's great. And you mentioned influencers. So and that's actually one of the the topics that I will be speaking at the event. It's about how to get influencers and get external traffic to your Amazon listing. And this is something that everyone has been craving to achieve for years already. And Amazon has seen how more and more people are getting out of Amazon and into TikTok Shop and Instagram and so on, and they wanted a piece of it. And when Amazon wants something, they do it big. So they've created, for example, ACC, which is a part of Amazon today.
And ACC is
Amazon Creator Connections. So basically, it's a hub for creators, and I'm not just talking about micro influencers. I'm talking about like big PR companies that create huge blogs with hundreds of thousands of viewers, and you don't even need to send them a sample. They create you give them the content, you give them the keywords, and they send hundreds of people or thousands of people to your listings, and they get commission from each sale, but they get it only from the sale itself. So it's a win-win here. You don't get better than that. Even if you're doing PPC, for example, you're
paying per click, not per sale.
You're paying per clicks. Here you're paying a commission for the sale, and Amazon is tracking all this, so you're paid from the commission, plus you're getting the Amazon attribution back because hey, you got them more people. So it's amazing. I've never seen something like that, and that's one of the things I'm going to be talking about.
Well, let's unpack that a little bit. So you're
Yeah.
saying that you can get, so Amazon's creator connections, they're
Yes.
linking you up with influencers.
Right.
They're managing the data.
Either influencers, which let's call them like micro influencers, and they're not connecting you with with the big ones. It's those that have thousands or hundreds or dozens, tens of thousands of followers, and then you manage to send them samples through Amazon, and you're creating campaigns in which they can apply to, and they you need to confirm and to approve that they will be the one promoting your products. And it's all under Amazon ads. So it looks like you're creating another PPC campaign, but this time it's all dedicated to working with influencers, and you have to map and decide who you want to work with and approve them and manage to send them samples. And then you can track when they create the content, you can connect with them through the platform, through Amazon, through Seller Central, and you can track their work, and you can see how many people clicked on their ad, and how many people purchased it or add to cart. So you can see all this information over there, and you can improve it and work better with those that created good conversion rate, and stop working with those that are not, and push them more and give them better commissions. So it's all over there, and you're getting all the information which Amazon until today they didn't want to give us. And today you're getting all this, plus because you're getting traffic from outside of Amazon, then like Amazon has done in the past, they're rewarding people that are giving them new customers that are not on Amazon. If you're already on Amazon and you're clicking on a PPC ad, then Amazon don't give a shit. They don't care if that customer will buy from you or will buy for somebody else. They will put dozens of ads while you're on your listings,
right?
Because you paid already for the ad, but why not having another person pay for for an ad inside your listings, right? Here it's different. When Amazon gets new traffic from external traffic, then for them it's like a new customer that hasn't used Amazon until now, and that's and they're rewarding you and giving you attribution for that. So there's a dedicated link that you could track, and you can and you're getting paid from Amazon. It's not really a payment; it's a deduction of the fees. So it's amazing, and you're paying less to the Amazon fees, and it almost balances with the amount that you're paying for the influencer. Another option is to do it with media, big media companies. With them, you don't even need to send them a sample. You just, they work with you, and you connect with them, send them the information, they promote you. And this is fairly new, and it's been going great. We hear good feedbacks about it. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this at your event is because we work with mainly 7 and 8 figure sellers. These are the people that are, they understand the need for VAs, they understand the need of growing and beating their competitors the most. And they reached out to us, and they came and say, can you train our VAs on ACC? And this is how it started. I said, okay, if we're training our VAs on ACC, let's talk about it so other people could know about it as well.
Got it. So for those who are interested in this topic, or like, this sounds interesting. So you find somebody on Amazon Creator Connections. Like, is everybody's gonna do it for you? You just click a button and they automatically are going to promote you? Do you have to reach out to these people? So you have but before you answer that question,
all right,
I'm going to give a free VIP upgrade to somebody who commented earlier. So PK Don, you get a free VIP upgrade to the Convert More Click Summit. And for those of you watching, like, wait, you're giving stuff away? We'll give away more. So just stick around. We're doing some giveaways. Stick around to the end. We'll have our biggest giveaway. So PK Don, just email Kevin at maximizingecommerce.com, and I'll upgrade your ticket to a VIP. And if you're already a VIP, I'll give you something else. So anyway, sorry, back to getting people to become your creator in Creator Connections.
Right. So first of all, it's important to understand when they're creating content, it's not like Amazon suddenly has now another live section that people are promoting, like TikTok Shop, for example, that inside the platform you have suddenly videos and influencers inside of Amazon. That's not the point, because that's not external traffic. External traffic meaning that they do whatever they do outside of Amazon on Facebook, on Instagram, on their YouTube channel, and they send people with an attributed link to your store, and you track the movement over there, and you track the sales. Yes, the work of the VA is mainly to create this campaign, and it looks like you're creating. And I will show about it on when I'm on my presentation. But it looks like you're creating an ad campaign, and then you choose the start date, the end date, you choose the amount that you want to spend, and so on. And then you go and you either start hunting for creators, or they apply to you. When they apply to you, you have to decide if you want to work with them. You can check their engagement rate, you can check how their performance before, and so on. So it's a nitty-gritty job that you have to go over and check before you decide to accept somebody, especially if you want to send them samples and start working with them. And then that's exactly the job of the VA. And then after that, you have to push them to create the content, and not just to forget about it, and live with whatever you sent them. So you have to follow up with them, push them to create the content, improve them for the next time. Tell them, okay, next time do this, do that, and so on, and then continue to work and give better benefits to those that are really pushing you and giving you good results compared to the others that you stop working with them. So it's really like an ongoing campaign that you're doing, and you can choose the specific dates and the amount that you want to spend, and the specific products, and so on. So it's very similar to creating campaigns, but with much better conditions here. You're paying only for a commission for a sale. You don't have to use any external tools. Until now, we've seen, and I'm sorry, Levanta, that I have to say your name in a bad way here, but until now, a lot of people use Levanta or other similar tools, and you have to pay the tool, and you have to pay a commission to the tool itself, in addition to the commission that you have to pay the influencers. And Amazon has taken all that and said, no, you don't need to. You don't need to pay for the tool. It's free. It's inside of Amazon Seller Central. You don't have to pay us any commission. On the contrary, we'll pay you a commission, an attribution, if you're getting us external traffic, and you only pay the commission to the influencers from the sale itself. So it's amazing, and I haven't seen anything like that from the moment that I've started selling on Amazon in 2015.
Got it. So Amazon is, at this point, this might not last forever. History says it probably won't, so take advantage of it now. They're subsidizing the cost of the influencer because you get the 10% referral bonus. What is a normal commission rate that you would pay?
Yeah, usually 10%. Oh, 10%? that you pay the influencers? I would say between 10 to 20%, depends on you. Usually you start with 15% commission, and then you decide either to go, depends also on the product and your cost and your margins. So it all depends, and you play with it, and you test it, and you change and you adapt accordingly. But that's pretty much the idea.
Got it. So you have the ability to not have to pay for every single click. You're only paying for the sale, and it's like you're basically saying, this is what my ACoS is going to be, because that's the commission. So you get to dictate that, and Amazon's going to give you 10% of the sale back if you set up the attribution links properly.
Yeah, I would not say don't take me on the word with that, because it's not always 10%. It depends on the product, on the category. Some categories it's less, some categories they don't give any, but in most cases that's the average. Yes.
Okay, so chances are, for most people listening, it's going to be 10%. Exclusions apply, which is all up to Amazon and their infinite wisdom.
But you know what? I wouldn't say, you said okay, it's limited on time. I think that this is the direction that Amazon is going. They understood the importance these days of influencers, of social media, of the fact that people are buying not just based on images and videos, video ads that you're creating, but people want to trust other people that are using it and talking to them, especially today with AI and bots and everything that you don't know. Is this an AI? Is this? It's not. Right. I'm not sure. You want to see somebody that you believe that's an actual person, and you're trusting them more than you would trust any AI ad or just a video or a graphics or anything like that. And that's the reason why TikTok Shop is becoming so popular, and this is why social media marketing is becoming so important. And Amazon understood that, and this is why they're taking this and giving you more and more benefits, because they know that people go on these channels and they listen to these influencers, and they want them to bring the people back into Amazon.
Got it. So this is a good direction they want to go. Now, I would imagine, like with PPC though, you just say, here's my keywords, here's my bids, my budget per day, start. It's not the exact wording, but it's basically that.
Yeah.
With this, it's probably a lot more like somewhat of a funnel. You reach out to influencers, some respond back positively, you send them, sample, or they buy the product, and then is it normal you send a sample or they buy the product?
So if it's no, you send them samples, but if you're working with influencers or creators, then you send them samples. If you choose to work with media, and there is an option for that, like I said, it's and I'm going to show in the presentation an actual case study how many sales came from media compared to influencers and so on. So with them, you don't have to send them anything. You just give them the information they need, and they create the PR for you. So, and it's all done through Amazon. So yeah, but you're right. It's actually a funnel. So somebody has to go over and check and create the campaigns and check the budget and choose, handpick the right creators that you want to work with, and checking the results and reminding them and connecting with them and see who are the ones that are getting you the best results and giving them even better commission compared to the others that are not providing the right. So you stop working with them, and after that you continue to create another campaign and so on. So yes, and that's why. And by the way, it also has to be connected to your inventory, because if you're low on inventory, there's no reason to continue to work with big influencers, for example, that will send tons of people when you don't have enough inventory. So it all has to be connected, and that's exactly the job of the VA. If you find yourself doing ACC yourself, then either you're spending all your day just doing ACC, and it's like doing PPC campaigns, like basically putting all your time on PPC, but on ACC instead, or you just do it a little bit, like doing PPC once a week, pretty much. It's nice to have, but it's not really going to get you to where you want to go. So exactly the same. You have to really respond to influencers, connect with them, convince them to work with you, and negotiate a little bit about the commission and so on. So that's exactly why you have somebody that you pay $6 an hour for that can handle everything for you.
Okay, that makes sense, because I would imagine this is somewhat of a hamster wheel, whereas with PPC, it's a little bit of a hamster wheel of, you got to check on things and optimize things. But here, like, you're basically creating campaigns every single day, in the sense that you're reaching out to more influencers, or somebody had a successful piece of content, which most content in the internet has a shelf life that's pretty short, especially if they're on like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Blogs might do well in the long term. YouTube videos might do okay in the long term too. But for the most part, it's not going to be like, oh, I got, it's like this snowball of influencers that just gets even bigger and bigger. But I would imagine you probably, if some are successful, you can get them to do it again.
They will do it again, and that's one of the jobs, the tasks that the VA will do for you. And you know what? It's much more rewarding than just another successful PPC campaign, because like we said before, Amazon really appreciate the fact that you're getting them external traffic. So you will see that your ranking gets higher and higher, because your sales are coming from external links. They will reward you, and we know it works like this. So you're getting better and better in sales on Amazon, and you can do it in addition to your regular PPC. It's like another force. It's It's not like you have to choose one or the other. And it's actually the same VA that can handle both of them. Actually, they can do your PPC and they can do your influencers. So it's completely up to you. How do you want to do that, and how do you want to work with that? The idea here is that if you look at the big sellers out there, it's been a long time since they actually done things by themselves. They're using virtual assistants. They're using it to grow their business, to manage their PPC, their social media, their graphics, their accounts, everything that's connected to everyday work. That's what they do. They focus, the sellers, they focus on where's the next step. Should I be on Shopify, Walmart, TikTok Shop? What's going to be my next target for for the next year or so? That's where they want to be at, not in communicating and negotiating within creators.
Got it. Okay, so to help us understand, actually, before I get to my next question, if anyone here has questions, feel free to drop them into the chat, and we'll get those questions to Gilad, whether it be for virtual assistants, Amazon Creator Connections, or just anything else. Most likely Amazon or e-commerce related. But with that, how many influencers do you need to reach out to in order to get somebody to say yes, on average? Like, what's a good rule of thumb?
Well, it depends on which platform you're working. If I'm stepping a little bit outside of ACC, because the work of the VA with influencers is not just inside of Amazon. There are influencers on TikTok Shop. They're also called creators. And over there, you really have to filter them. They will either apply to you, and you have to filter them out from the hundreds that will apply to you, or you do a target collaboration, and then you choose exactly who you want to target to work with, and you have to convince them to work with you. And it's a lot of work, because you have to check each influencer to see if they're actual people. It's strange to say that, but sometimes they have hundreds of of followers, thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers, and the majority of them are bots, or not actual people.
I'm seeing a lot more of that these days, where it's like you'll see these. There was one video I saw where like people were just like debating in the comments, and I was like, this is AI, because there's this kind of like digital raspiness in the voice, and this certain cadence that you can kind of hear. And like somebody like wrote me like this, well, it doesn't matter because what they're saying is right. I'm like, I'm just stating that it's AI. Like, like some people might trust it, but like I still would rather hear from a real human being. So that's a good point. Checking, like, does this actually seem like a real human being, or an AI just telling you what you want to hear and making it look like a real human being?
Exactly. Sort of. And you know what? There are a lot of AI companies now that they've created like these creators, AI creators, that they look the same, or as if they were real people, and they're holding your product and so on and saying, oh, it's crazy, it's amazing. But once you understand it's AI, then you're that's it. You're not trusting that machine anymore. It doesn't matter that it looks like somebody. If it's not somebody that actually
that looks like a real product, but it's not the real product. So how can I trust it?
Right. So this is really why it's important to filter the influencers, make sure that they're actual people, making sure that their audience is real, that they're committed to them. And it's a job. It's a work by itself to do the research and to filter and to decide who you want to work with and so on. And we train the VAs to know this.
Got it. All right. Cool. So basically, you're training the VAs to find the right people for your product. Because I would imagine not every influencer is going to make sense. Because if they're talking about like it's all about fitness, and you're selling a can opener, maybe it doesn't make sense. It's not like a fit.
No.
Or maybe if they're like kitchen home influencer, maybe your can opener makes sense.
Right. You have to find the right niche, the right audience, and all that. So there's a lot to be done here, and but like I said, it's rewarding, and the fact that it's not you that's doing it, the fact that you have a manager, a VA, who is in charge of your account and doing all this to find the right people, to connect with them, to offer them a deal, to track their work, to make sure that they're send the samples and all that. So it becomes automatic, and you just get the sales. And that's what we've been doing from the very beginning. I mean, recruiting the right people in the Philippines, vetting them to know that you're working with the best people out there, that are, you know, that their English level is amazing, that you can trust them, that they're here for the long run, they're motivated, intelligent, and then they really want to become a part of your work. And you have like employees that are over there in the Philippines, but they're really a part of your business, and they do whatever it takes, you know, for the business to succeed, because they want to work with you for years. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're recruiting the right people in the Philippines and training them. By the way, not only on working with creators. I mean, AI today is also developing into graphics and videos, and even executive assistant. I would not imagine my life without an executive assistant filtering my emails, answering on my behalf, you know, choosing for me the right ones that I should look at, and doing, you know, booking my tickets, my flights, and everything. You know, so it's I know that there are AI tools that are doing it today, but that's exactly the point. You don't want to work with AI to do it. You want somebody to manage it, and the fact that you can do it with somebody with, you know, with very affordable cost, that will be your person that you can talk with and leave a message and understand you, and then work with your AI. Then it's much faster and easier, and that's only the best way for you to really scale your business.
Yeah. So I've noticed that, like, with a human, over time, they get to know you better. Sometimes with AIs, if you're in the same conversation, it forgets what was at the beginning because it's no longer the context window, or it freezes up if it's too long. I've noticed that sometimes. So yeah, you definitely still want, even if you're using AI, you want humans behind it all. So how do you find VAs? Like if somebody's like, all right, I want VAs, whether it be for PPC, Amazon Creator Connections, reach outs, or just in general.
So a little bit about me. I mean, I've started the VAA Philippines 8.5 years ago, almost 9 years ago, as a seller, as an Amazon seller, and I needed virtual assistants, and I got it wrong every time. I hired people based on what they wrote on their resumes, and they always either disappeared or proven to me that they're not what they said they were.
Right. And now with AI, they can really jazz up their resume.
Wow, AI today, all the resumes. If you're looking for hiring people, not even just VAs, every resume out there is written by AI, and it's written according to your ad. So whatever it is that you're writing, that you're looking for, an AI will create the resumes for your ad. So get ready for this. It's not like, wow, this person is really what I'm looking for. You know, no, it's the AI has understood that, and you know that's why it's there. So we put all the efforts into really understanding the character behind the AI resume. So we want to see that they show up on time, that they're serious enough, that they are committed, and we have a lot of ways to test this over time. It's not something that you can see by the resume. It's not something that you can see on a specific 20-minute interview, because they know how to pass the interview. I'm not talking just about the Philippines. In general, VAs, it's a whole world of people that they want to get jobs. And if you post an ad, you would usually get about 300 people applying to the same position. And all of them would say, all the resumes would look the same pretty much, and they will all say that they have 20 years of experience on doing whatever it is that you want to, you know, hire for. And then the trick here is really to put it some time, give it, you know, be patient, and look for stability, and look for the character behind it. So we're testing them over a period of almost 2 months to see who they are, if they show up on time, their English level, their commitment, their motivation, if they think outside the box, if they, you know, we give them tests and see how they manage to, if they don't have the answer, if they don't have the instructions, will they find a way to get the results, and so on. We're checking all of these issues and topics before we decide to hire pretty much like between 1 to 2% of the applicants. So only this 1 to 2% will be actually accepted to VAA. The 98% will go somewhere else, and will probably fake their resumes on, you know, using AI elsewhere. But with us, the 1 or 2% that we hire, we know that we can trust them. We know that they're good for the long term, and then they're accepted to a VA. So if you're hiring people, I would say first tip is don't trust the resume. Don't look for experience. It doesn't really matter. It's more about if you can trust the
Mhm.
person and over time and give it some time, not just don't judge by a first interview. That's the major the first tip I would give.
Okay, good deal. All right, so if somebody wanted to learn more, where would they go?
So first of all, you could go on VAAphilippines.com. Yeah, that's the one. And you can see about all our different types of VAs. Even if if you need customer service VAs, if you need customer success VAs, if you need Shopify VAs, Walmart VAs, we recruit our VAs, we train them on different expertise, and then you can hire them and work with them. A full-time job, part-time job, project-based. We have different options. And we support you and your business along the way to make sure that you're getting the maximum out of each and every VA that you're working with. You can send an email to service@vaphilippines.com and ask any question that you want. And if you're going to listen to the lecture, then you'll see over there a QR code that will give you additional perks.
Oh, so make sure to check that out. And Gilad's presentation at the Convert More Clicks Summit becomes available on Thursday. So make sure to check that out. Mark your calendar. More benefits coming. So we'll do a quick giveaway here. And for those of you watching, I've done this many times, and not everybody who's watching enters to win. This is going to be a good one. So basically what we're going to do is give away all of the virtual summits I've hosted under Maximizing E-commerce since, we'll say 2022, because sometime in 2022, Gilad first sponsored, and he sponsored many of our summits, most of them between now and then. So just to keep it easy, I'm going to give away all of them between 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, plus this year. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll call it 20. We'll call it at least 20. So it's about if at one point people were paying as much as like $197 a pop here, so let's call it 200. So that's over $2,000 in value. No, $4,000 in value. So that means you could win, and you've got actually really good odds. All you got to do is type in VAA into the chat, just like VAA Philippines, but I'm not going to make you type Philippines. It's too much work. 3 letters, VAA, Virtual Assistant Academy. So just type that in, and you will be entered to win. Not everybody wins, but you'll have a good chance of winning if you enter to win. So all you got to do is type in VAA into the chat. We'll pick a winner here shortly. So what are some other pieces of advice while people are typing in VAA to potentially win hundreds of hours of some of the most actionable sessions in the Amazon space? Some are evergreen, that'll be good for a long time, and some are still tips and tricks that are still working today. So anyway, what are some other tips and tricks you have?
It's amazing to look at the tips that were given in 2022. For example, like the beginning of AI and what people said about will it catch, will it not?
Oh yeah,
if it's gonna work.
Oh, it's got 6 fingers on the hands. That doesn't seem to be as much of a problem these days.
No.
No, but you can definitely still see like the smoothness of the skin looks off.
Yeah. So no, but wait a year.
Yeah, wait a year. So all right, so everybody who just joined us, we're going to give away all of the virtual summits between 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, and one other from this year. All you got to do is type in VAA into the chat. You only have to type it once. So Barish Soloway, however I say that, you are already entered to win. Do you have to go?
I do have to go, yes.
Okay,
but
so we're gonna pick a winner.
You.
Yes,
I'm gonna pick a winner. Yeah, Bear. This one, the long one. Bear is Soloway.
Oh, is that your winner?
Yeah.
All right. So you got. All right.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. See ya. Bye bye. Yeah, so Gilad's had to go run. There's a local thing, so we pray for his safety. But Gilad, on his way out, picked a winner, and that is Bearish Solo Way. So Bearish, congratulations, you win. Absolutely, you're very welcome. So just email Kevin at maximizeecommerce.com, or just respond to one of the emails if you have a ticket to the summit, and just let me know that you were the winner of all of those back ends of summits. So with that, we will go ahead and say thank you, everybody, for joining us. And Bearish, don't forget to also tell me that you were the one that's Bearish Solo Way. Just sometimes, and describe what I promised, all the back summits. And then PK, Don, if you're still watching, I promised you a free VIP upgrade. So thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we're wishing you an awesome day. Take care and enjoy the summit.